Stop playing with the boxes. Okay. And so what do I mean by that? Y'all listen. I was doing my daily. So if you're inside of She Grows here, I do. Okay, let me be honest with y'all. I try to do my daily devotionals. Okay. I try to do my daily devotionals. Sometimes if you don't see the devotional in there, it's because I didn't, not intentionally, but I missed it that day. Okay. So most days inside of She Grows Here, we do daily devotionals. And so I'll do my daily devotional and then I post it inside of She Grows Here because I want my community to get all of the goodness that I have to offer, right? So regardless if I like it or not, if I'm doing a devotional, I'm sharing it, okay? Because I feel like we all need some daily encouragement, okay? And so I did this devotional. I think it was Saturday's devotional. And listen, I read that first paragraph and I was like my jaw dropped because I had never saw it being compared like that. Okay. And so in this devotional, the lady said, you know how when you buy your kids gifts, okay? If you got kids out there, you gonna feel what I'm saying and what she was trying to say. So when you buy your kids gifts, especially when they little, okay? So let's say you got 3 or 4 year old, right? They spend a whole lot of time playing with the wrappers, the boxes, and everything that's not the toy that you bought them, right? They don't play with the toy you done spent $50, $100, and if it's, I don't know, some kind of crazy toy, $200-$300 on. They not playing with that. They playing with a big old box that came in. I got a new dryer a couple weeks ago, and my kids playing hide and go seek in the box, and they are 7 and 11. And I'm like, really? Hide and go seek? We know where you are. You're inside the box. But they were so fascinated by this box, right? And so listen, hey, Miss Tanya. So listen, my message for you today, y'all, is stop playing with the box, okay? God gives us gifts, okay? He gives us these beautiful gifts wrapped up in a bowl. They're all nice, right? We know how to sing, we know how to write, we know how to dance, we know how to make oils, we know how to make candles, we know how to make clothes. We can put an outfit together. We can do all these things. Our gifts come in all different shapes, sizes, and everything, right? But we sitting up here playing with the boxes. Instead of using these gifts that he's given us, we sitting around here like, listen, well, I'ma just make this oil on the side, and if I feel like it today, I'll do it. I might tell my friend about it, but then my friend ain't want to buy it. So since my friend ain't want to buy it, I guess it ain't good enough. Since such and such didn't like the idea, I guess it ain't good enough. Listen, it's your gift. Y'all, I'm going to tell you this. Listen, that was the first thing that hit me. So I knew I had to get on here and tell y'all, like, I literally wanted to go live after I read that devotional, but I had a whole heap of stuff to do. And so that's why I planned it for today. But the other half of that, okay, the other half of that is we've been on quarantine and we have not been into our church building. And since we haven't been into the church building, y'all know I'm a whole Sunday school teacher, right? So since we haven't been into the church building, the main Sunday school teacher has been teaching through the whole quarantine. So they told me that I had to take over for the month of February because she needed a break, okay? So when I was preparing my message for Sunday school, I instantly was like, okay, I want to talk to the kids about these gifts and these gifts and talents that God gives to us, right? Because you teach them young, right? I'm talking to the adults right now, but I had to give the message to the kids too. And when I was doing my studying and putting together my message, y'all listen. God called me to go to the scripture where Jesus was telling the parable about the talents, right? And I never even thought about it like this. Because you read about him talking about the talents and how he gave one man 5 talents and 1 10 and 1 1 or whatever, however much he gave them. And then the one that had one, he held on to his because he was like, Master, you mean I know that I don't want you to do nothing to me, so I just held on to it so I wouldn't lose it, right? And the other one was like, well, I made another one for you, right? And then the other man was like, listen, I triple doubled it, like, okay. He said the talents was money back in the day. The talents was the big bag of money. Today, our talents are the gifts and things that he gives us. Listen, he gives it to you so that you can use it to multiply the abundance in your life, right? He gives us things to multiply, to create a life of abundance. But we sitting around here playing with the boxes. We sitting around here allowing other people to say, no, that ain't good enough. No, I think you just need to wait just a little bit longer. I don't think the time is right. I don't think this is right. This is the one, right? And we get this in our head all the time. I don't think I have everything I need. And I don't have the money to buy this. And I don't have the money to buy that. And I don't have the time to do that. And we create all of this nonsense, because I'm telling y'all, it's just nonsense. We create all of this nonsense in our head, and we just self-sabotage and talk ourselves out of using our gifts. And so we end up stuck playing with the boxes. We go into this work, this job every day that we absolutely hate. Or if we like the job, we don't like the people. Like, there's always something, right? Or if we like the job and we like the people, we can't stand the hours because, whatever the case may be, we're sitting around playing with the boxes. And then we sit around, you know what, maybe I should do this. We get these grand ideas, right? Oh, I should do this. And we'll have a whole idea. We'll come up with a business plan. We will, call vendors. We will do all kind of stuff. And it's right here bundled in this pretty little package. And then before we go live with it, we sit there and talk ourselves out, or we tell somebody else about it and they talk us out of it. We sleep on our gifts and our talents all the time, and we're stuck playing with the boxes. Listen, I am telling you right now, stop playing with the boxes. Because how do you feel when your kid, you done spent all this money on these toys, and you done gave these kids this toy and they sitting around playing with the wrapper? God is looking down at us like, I done gave you everything you could possibly need. And you sitting around here playing with boxes. You sitting around here complaining to me about you not liking this. You asking me. That's like the story about the storm, right? It was a storm. And the man climbed on top of a roof, and he was, now I don't know the whole, I'm going to paraphrase this, okay? So the man was sitting on top of the roof, and he was like, waiting on somebody to save him, right? So the officer comes in, and he's like, come on, I'm here to save you. And he's like, I'm waiting on God. God going to send somebody to me. So the officer leaves, and then the fireman comes, and then the fireman's like, come on, we going to rescue you. And then he's like, I'm waiting on God. And then, the helicopter comes, and he's like, I'm waiting on God. God done sent you all these people. He done gave you all this stuff, hand-packed. He's answering, literally sending you confirmation, answering prayers, and you still sitting around like, oh, I just need to, I'm waiting for the next time. Maybe that ain't it. Maybe that wasn't God. Maybe I didn't hear that right. And then it's like, come on, y'all. Come on now. You know the gifts and the talents that are inside of you. You know you got the gift of gab. And you got a whole business out here. You done put this business plan together. You got the gift of talking to people. You got the gift of whatever it is. You have a gift. He gave every single one of us. There's not a person on this planet that does not have a gift. He did not decide when he created you to stop giving away gifts. And so when you figure out your gift, you go out after that thing. You say, look, God, I know this is my gift. How can I use this? That should be the prayer, not what is my gift, because we know what our gifts are. We just second guess them. We just say, no, I don't know if I'm good enough for that. Because listen, let me tell you, there was plenty of times where I done been like, God, you want me to go on live and talk about what? Who am I? Because that's what we get stuck in. Who am I to talk about that? Well, you're the one God gifted to do it. What do you mean? Who are you? Say thank you and keep it moving. That's what I tell my kids. They be like, listen, say thank you and keep it moving. I don't care what you didn't want. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Amen. Listen. So we just have to take whatever the gifts are that God gave us and use them to our advantage. Listen, there are people making money, selling stuff, doing all kind of stuff every single day. We have the internet, right? You can push a button. It took me 10 seconds to get in y'all face today, right? I push a button and here we are. I am live, and y'all are sitting here with me. I'm in your living room, in your car, wherever it is. You have welcomed me in, right? And it didn't take you nothing but clicking on my live stream, and all it took me was clicking a button, right? So we can get in front of people all day, every day, in all kind of ways. We got Clubhouse, listen, Clubhouse, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like, we can go on because there's all kind of Pinterest. Come on now. There's all kind of platforms where all kind of people are hanging out, right? So whatever your gift is, if you need people to, if you need a community to sell to, guess what? There's a way for you to reach them. It don't matter that your friend don't want to buy your oil, because your friend was never created to be one of your customers. Like, that ain't for your friend. But guess what? There's a whole group of strangers that will pay for that oil because they need it. Right? So whatever it is, whatever your gift is, stop. Listen, stop questioning yourself. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop looking for validation in other areas from other people. Listen, they don't know what God told you. They don't know what you speak to God about in your prayer time. They were not there when he created you and bundled your gifts up. So how can they tell you that your plan ain't gonna work? How can somebody else tell you that what you are thinking about doing is not good enough? Stop it. And why would you tell your own self that you're not good enough? Listen, Linda. Okay, listen, Linda. I got your attention. Listen. We go through life and experience things, right? We have messed up experiences when we are children. Some of us have messed up experiences before we even are birthed into the world, okay? I heard this lady talking about, oh my gosh, she was telling her testimony the other day, and she said her mother's boyfriend, or her father, okay, her father didn't want the mom to have the baby, so he literally tried to push her down the steps, okay, when she was pregnant. Some people go through horrible things before they even make it to the earth, right? Make it out the womb. And that's because the enemy know what God placed inside of you, and he be trying to take us out before we can even come into our own, before we can even recognize or realize the gifts that we have in us. I heard the lady that I follow, listen, y'all, and I'm so excited because we'll talk about that another day. But Catherine Zenkina, she is Manifestation Babe. If you follow Manifestation Babe, then you know who she is. But she was telling us part of her story the other day, and she was saying that she was born with some kind of birth defect where they told her parents that she would not live past a week. And then when she lived past the week, it was like, okay, she won't make it her first year. And then every year that she grew, they kept telling her she was gonna die at any moment. Like, and now she's like almost 30 years old. So there are so many things that could have possibly happened to us in infancy and childhood. Somebody could have told you ain't nothing when you was in the sixth grade, and you done held on to that because somebody said you weren't anything. Like, somebody said something about you. We have messed up experiences, and we take those experiences with us. And when we take those experiences with us and don't deal with those as adults and don't heal from them, we are walking around as wounded little children. And so we're making decisions like that wounded little child, like, oh no, I'm not good enough for that. No, I don't think I deserve to do that. Who am I to do that? No, if I try to do that, I'm gonna fall. If I try to start this business, it's not gonna go right, because I remember when I tried to do that and it didn't work out. I remember when I, tried to go do that business, and it didn't go well. Well, sometimes it's just not for you. I tried to start a business too. I did start a whole business, and guess what? It flopped. You know why? I understand and I know why it flopped, because I was running from my gift and I was running from my purpose. I was like, no, I don't want to be on nobody's live stream. I just want to sit over here. I want to do this behind the scenes, and I want to make a lot of money. And God was like, no, I didn't create you for that. So I'm not going to let that prosper, because when we don't operate in our gifts, it don't go the way we want it to go, because we are that whole imposter syndrome thing. Sometimes we really do feel like an imposter because we are really trying to do something that just not is just not for us. And that's what I was doing. But as I posted the other day, I don't know, I posted it on Instagram. I'm not sure if I posted it on Facebook yet. But when you operate in your gifts, you cannot be an imposter, because it says your gifts will make room for you, right? So when you're operating in your gifts, everything else just has to fall in line, because that's the gift that God gave you. And God is going to make sure everything goes the way he planned, right? So listen, stop playing with the boxes. Playing with the boxes is what keeps us playing small. Learn to operate in your gift, whatever it is. You got to get uncomfortable. Sometimes it don't feel good. You have to do things that you've never done to see things that you've never seen, right? So I was so uncomfortable getting on live stream for the longest time. This is year 3. If I'm still uncomfortable by now, then shame on me. But look, now I can just hit the button confidently, because I know that God is giving me something to get in front of you and give you, right? So I know that I'm operating in my gift. I don't feel like an imposter like I did before, because I used to get on here like, God, who am I to speak to these people? And now I'm like, why not me? We get to a point when you start operating in your gifts and you say, why not me? Why am I not anointed and blessed enough to do this if God is telling me? How dare I let some man, not necessarily men as in, a man, but how dare I let an earthly person tell me who I am when God told me who I was? How dare I listen to them and not him? Right? How dare I listen to them and not him? We have to stop allowing people, situations, circumstances, all of that to dictate how we feel about what God is telling us to do. If God is telling you to do it, do it. Listen, do it with joyfully, and guess what? He will bless you way more than abundantly for being obedient, for using your gifts, and for blessing the world. Because when we operate in our gifts, it's always about what the world needs. Our gift was created in us because we were created to solve a problem in the world. Everybody is not going to use Dove. Listen, there's Dove, there's Olay. Why is there 15 million soaps in the store, but there can't be, 15 million of what you want to do? Somebody's going to pay for it. Somebody doesn't want to use Dove. Somebody wants to use, Suave versus Dove, or somebody can only afford to use Suave versus Olay or whatever. So stop second guessing yourself and comparing yourself and saying, look, well, this is out there and that is out there, and I don't know if I'm this good. Listen, whatever it is, operate your gift. Be obedient. Stop playing with the boxes. Stop playing small. Stop thinking that you are not good enough, that you are not worthy enough, that there's so many things running against you. No, because we say things like, if God is for me, who can be against me? But do we really believe that? If you're saying that, do you really believe that? Because are you really operating in a space to say, well, I don't care what they say, I'm going to do it because God told me to do it? All right, y'all, look, I said I was wrapping it up, and I'm just going to keep talking. So listen, stop playing with the boxes. Stop playing with small. I am Jameelah Moore. I am your growth coach. I am an author, a speaker. Listen, download your free copy of You Are Royalty, Queen. You are royalty. Because listen, when you really understand what that scripture means, when it said, I created you a royal priesthood. Listen, royalty. I created you in my image. The Bible says he created us in his image and in his likeness. We are the daughters and sons of the Most High King. Understand, when you really feel that in your bones, you operate differently. You move differently. You don't let the people in this world tell you who you are or what you are allowed to do or what you can do or what you will be good at. Who said what? Gone somewhere with that. Okay, so listen, download your free copy of You Are Royalty Queen. That is my latest ebook. It started out as just affirmations, and now it's a whole 47-page book. And I created it just for you. So download that. Listen, if you are ready, listen. If you are ready to stop playing small, but you need a little help, right? You need a little help because you have these limiting beliefs. You need a little help because you have things, experiences that you have not healed yet. Maybe you don't even know you have them, but you know you feel unworthy of certain things. If there is anything in you that feels unworthy of anything, you need to get that thing out. And so if you need a coach to help you get through that, listen, let me tell you, if you have not heard my story about where I was in 2019, baby, go to She Grows Here radio podcast on Spotify, it's on Spotify, it's on Anchor, it's on a couple of other streaming programs. I think it's on Google Podcasts. Look, Google it. It'll come up. I Googled it before, so I know it will. If you have not heard my story, heard me tell my story, go listen to me tell my story, because there was a season, amen, 3 years ago where I couldn't sit up here and talk like this to you, because there was a season when everything in my life was going to hell, okay, in a handbag very quickly. And I had to dig myself out of that thing. And so that's why I'm able to coach women to their next level. That's how I'm able to coach women out of where they are stuck, because I was stuck. But the very first thing I did, I listened to God and I walked away from my very good paying corporate job. And guess what? After that, I fell flat on my face, because God wanted me to know, first of all, you are not doing what I told you to do. Second of all, I need you to understand that I am your one and only source. I need you to understand who I am and who you are in me. So he needed me to get in his face. And because I did my work, now I help other women do theirs, because God told me that that was part of my purpose. So if you are ready, listen, if you are ready to say, I'm trying to do more than just go through the motions and live this life. If you are ready to create your best life, because everything you want, you deserve and you can have. Listen, everything you want, you deserve, because God said you deserve it, and you can have because God said you can have that. So if you are ready and you need a coach, click on the link in the comments. I pinned the comment. It has your free ebook, and it has the link directly to my calendar so that you can schedule your one-on-one consultation so that we can begin to design your life, because life was created for us to have and have more abundantly. It wasn't just created for us to sit here, work and pay bills and, go through the motions of doing the things. No, you can have everything in this one life that you were given. You can have everything that you want and that God said that you can have. He promised us some things, and I am going after everything that he promised me, and I want to help you do the same. So y'all listen, I'm Jameelah Moore. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here.